Welcome back to the channel. In this video we are going through 4 legendary armor sets for Outriders, and as long as everything goes to plan, we have a demo coming up, a playable demo, in 8 days time on the 25th of February. That demo will include co-op gameplay, and it will also include all 4 character classes. Your progression in the demo will carry over to the full game. The only thing I'm not sure about at the moment is if crossplay will be enabled during the demo. And if you are interested in this game, then make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on bell notifications, as I will be live streaming the demo when that is available to play, and I will also be covering the game heavily when it's released. So all we have for these legendary armor sets are images. There's no gameplay or anything like that with them. So the first one is called CHRONOSUIT. The mask is item level 17, I'm pretty sure they're all level 17. The armor value is 568, it's got 85 bonus firepower, 8% healing received and close range damage. If you look at the bottom of each of the images, the CHRONOSUIT, reverting time replenishes ammo in your clip. That is a bonus that will become active if you have 3 pieces of this armor set equipped. The mods for it: aggressive teleportation, borrowed time, which is going to be a skill. Reverting time creates an explosion around you that inflicts 345 damage to all enemies in range of 8 meters. And it also has strong twist. Twisted rounds, while the skill is active, increases weapons firepower by an additional 15%. Then if we move to the top right part of the image, we have the upper CHRONOSUIT, which is legendary upper armor, also level 17. The armor rating for this is 544. 85 bonus firepower again, 8% healing received, but 8.66% close range damage. The mods on this one are Death Shell, so borrowed time, killing enemies while borrowed time is active, reduces incoming weapon damage by 10% and anomaly damage by 10% for 10 seconds. Buff is removed at the end of the skill, stacks up to 4 times. It also has additional mag, Twisted Rounds. The skill is effective for 2 magazines before triggering the cooldown. Then we have the lower CHRONOSUIT in the bottom left of the image, which is legendary lower armor. Armor rating is 614. It has 99 bonus firepower, and then 8% for both healing received and close range damage. The mods are ammo bargain, twisted rounds while the skill is active, killing shots replenish 20% of ammo in your mag, and armor of eons. Borrowed time, activating the skill, increases your armor by 100% for 10 seconds. Then moving over to the bottom right of the image, we have the CHRONOSUIT foot gear. 555 armor rating, 100 max health, 4.33% cooldown reduction, 8.66% close range damage. The mods are Shield of the Fallen, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but at the top of the images for the mods they have sort of like Roman numerals. And I'm wondering if you can change the mods on this gear. Possibly if you get a second one instead of max health, will this one have something along the lines of the other ones being the bonus firepower? So can you get the foot gear with firepower? So it looks as though Shield of the Fallen is tier 3. Twisted rounds, when the skill ends, add 15% of your max health as shield for each enemy killed by the skill. And then the second mod looks like a tier 2, Diffuse. Sprinting increases your armor by 3,743 and resistance by 50%. The one thing they did miss out on, but they released it in a separate image, so you'll see this one as a whole image. That is the CHRONOSUIT gloves. 386 armor rating, 46 max health, 3.5% close range damage and 2% cooldown reduction. So the gloves seem to be nowhere near as good in terms of literally anything, but also if you look at it, they are 3 levels lower. So it looks as though the higher level of the gear is going to increase the stats by quite a lot. 3 levels boosts up the armor by like 200 on some of these pieces. Also with the close range damage, a lot of them were 8%, so that's over double in 3 levels. Not only that, but when I was watching through their gameplay videos and stuff, I saw that if you go to World Tier 15, which I believe is the highest, if they still have that gameplay mechanic exactly the same as when I saw it, it's going to be incredibly tough. But at the same time, your drop percentage or drop chance for legendary gear is going to be 800% higher. But jumping into the mods of the gloves, Life Drain tier 3, Twisted Rounds, while the skill is active, killing shots heal you by 15% of your target's health. And then tier 1, Short Term Loan, Borrowed Time, reduces the skill's cooldown by 22%. I'm not entirely sure if this, like all these legendary armor sets, are going to be limited to character classes, I'm hoping what they've done is they have some that are available across all classes, and then they have some that are limited because they only have benefits for a certain class. We still have a lot to learn. That's why I'm actually pretty excited. I've got very high hopes for the demo, but I am staying a tiny bit skeptical as well because gaming hasn't been so great over the last few years. But moving into the second legendary armor set, we have Torrential Downpour, and we're starting with the goggles, so the legendary headgear. Again, item level 17, 532 armor, 131 anomaly power, 2% skills life leech, 4% cooldown reduction. And if you compare the armor rating between the Torrential Downpour goggles and the CHRONOSUIT mask, the CHRONOSUIT actually has 36 armor more. But this one, Torrential Downpour, Shrapnel creates additional cluster bombs after explosion. That's your 3-piece bonus for the legendary armor set. And the two mods, the first one, I believe that's supposed to be breathe in, but it's spelled breath in. Fixing Wave reduces the skill's cooldown by 20%. That's tier 3, and then on the right hand side we have tier 1, more traps. That one is for Shrapnel, additional mine can be thrown before triggering the cooldown. Moving from top left to top right, we now have the Torrential Downpour's armor, which is the legendary upper armor. The armor rating on this is 581, anomaly power 131, skills life leech 2.17, and cooldown reduction 4%. We have a tier 3 trap cluster mod. For Shrapnel, it doubles the number of mines that can be thrown before triggering the cooldown. And then tier 1 Cleansing Wind, Fixing Wave, activating the skill removes negative statuses from allies and grants 5 seconds immunity from them. In the bottom left, again, item level 17, this is Torrential Downpour's leg armor, 623 armor rating, 2.17% skills life leech, 4% cooldown reduction, and 131 anomaly power. Head of the Ward tier 3 mod, reviving an ally also fully restores their health, and more damage at tier 1 Shrapnel, increases the skill's damage by 284. Then to the bottom right, Torrential Downpour's footgear, 569 armor, 86 max health, 2.33% skills life leech, and 4% cooldown reduction. Tier 3 mod Quartermaster, Fixing Wave, activating the skill, replenishes 1 weapon magazine for each ally, cooldown of 45 seconds. And then tier 1 supplies for Shrapnel, additional mine can be thrown before triggering the cooldown. So supplies actually has exactly the same benefit as more traps. It says 1 additional mine for each of them, but they do exactly the same thing. So I'm kind of hoping that they have different effects as they tier up, because if not, then more traps and supplies are exactly the same mod. Then moving in to Torrential Downpour's gloves, the final piece of the armor set. These gloves are actually level 17. 634 armor, 115 max health, 2.33% skills life leech, and a 4.66% cooldown reduction. Tier 3 mod Anomaly Echo grants 138 firepower and 115 anomaly power bonus on skill activation for 15 seconds. Then we have tier 1 Fine Tune for Shrapnel, increases the detection and explosion radius by 33%. Now we move into the third legendary armor set. This one is called, I'm going to say it's of the Reforged or Reforged, but the headgear is Cowl of the Reforged. Item level 17 again, 570 armor, max health 100, long range damage 8%, cooldown reduction 4.33. So the Reforged 3-piece bonus, increase Feed the Flames damage and thermal bomb damage by 50%. The mods starting off on the left, tier 3 Double Fun. Thermal Bomb, the skill can affect 2 targets, and then on the right hand side, tier 1 Big Boom, also for Thermal Bomb, increases explosion radius by 20%. Then we have Armor of the Reforged at the top right of this image. This is the upper armor, 564 armor rating, 98 anomaly power, 9.33% long range damage, 2.17% skills life leech. The mods are tier 3 branded, Thermal Bomb, enemies affected by the skill receive 40% more damage. And then we have tier 1 Bullet Absorption. Feed the Flames replenishes 20% of ammo in your mag for every enemy affected by the skill. It seems as though these percentages are very, very high for some of them. Like enemies affected by the skill receive 40% more damage. I don't know if they will allow certain things to be incredibly overpowered, like if you've worked hard for them, because there's no PvP in this game, it's all PvE. So we don't actually know what they're going to do with this and whether there's going to be balancing and stuff when the game comes out. But we're moving on to the lower armor, Waistcloth of the Reforged. It's got a 631 armor rating, 98 anomaly power, 8% long range damage and 4% cooldown reduction. We have a tier 3 mod, Flame Grasper, for Feed the Flames. Enables absorption of 2 additional targets. Then we have tier 1 Wildfire for Thermal Bomb. The skill inflicts burn on every enemy damaged by the explosion. Then over to the footgear for Boots of the Reforged, 645 armor rating, 115 max health, 9.33% long range damage, 4% cooldown reduction. Then we have a tier 3 mod, Power Assimilation. Boosts your anomaly power by 192 for each elite present on the battlefield. Then we have Nova at tier 1, Feed the Flames, increases the skill's range by 100%. And then we have the final part, which is the gloves, Hands of the Reforged, 548 armor, 115 max health, 9.33% long range damage, 2.33% skills life leech. And I've noticed that the CHRONOSUIT gloves were the only ones that were at item level 14. I don't know why that is, but it would have been nice if they made sure it was all the same level so we could get a better look at the actual stats of the set at the same level, if that makes sense. But the mods for this one, tier 3 Unstoppable Force, increases your anomaly power by 50%. The bonus is equal to 50% of your resistance piercing. Then we have tier 1 True Blast, Thermal Bomb, increases explosion damage by 556. You have to remember this is only at item level 17. That could possibly, if you get to like 25, 26 in terms of your item level, that could go up to like 2,000 or 3,000. We don't know the sort of ranges in the values for all these stats and stuff at the moment. But that is the legendary gloves, Hands of the Reforged, and that is going to move us into the final legendary armor set that we are going to look at in this video. So this legendary armor set is called DEATHPROOF. This is going to be the mask, the legendary headgear, 573 armor, 99 bonus firepower, 8.66% close range damage, 9.33% healing received. Throughout all the gameplay I've seen of this game, it looks as though most of the time, if not all of the time, the way to heal in the game is to get kills. Then you'll use your stats and your mods and everything like that to basically increase the amount of health you take back when you kill an enemy. That's if I remember what I've heard and seen about the game so far. But DEATHPROOF, the 3-piece bonus, reduces the cooldown of Boulder Dash by 90%. So that's a very, very big percentage off the cooldown. The mods, this one actually has 2 tier 3s. The first one being Primal Weakness, Boulder Dash permanently reduces resistance of all damaged enemies by 50%. Then we also have Primal Chain Gun for Boulder Dash. Every enemy damaged by the skill increases your weapon damage by 20% for 5 seconds and it stacks up to 5 times. So basically your weapon damage gets doubled for 5 seconds. Moving over to the chest armor, 584 armor rating. 99 bonus firepower, 8.66% close range damage, 9.33% healing received. Tier 3 mod called Increased Duration for Reflect Bullets, increases the skill's duration by 40%. And then we have Tier 1 Primal Armor, Boulder Dash, double your armor when the skill ends for 10 seconds. I feel these skills, like Boulder Dash, Reflect Bullets, I feel they will be class locked. So I'm pretty sure these armor sets will be specific to certain character classes. Another good thing, if I remember correctly as well, is they have said you can respec your skill tree at any point in the game. It's got no resource cost or anything like that. Literally, if you make one mistake or you want to try something different, you can change it as and when you please. But moving on to the DEATHPROOF leg armor, 538 armor rating, 85 bonus firepower, 8% close range damage, 8% healing received. Tier 3 mod Not Impressed reduces the damage taken from elites by 20%. Then we have Tier 1 Auto Reflect. For Reflect Bullets, you can now fight while the skill is active, but you cannot manually deactivate the skill. It only negates 50% of the damage. And then we have the DEATHPROOF Footgear, 568 armor rating, 86 max health, 8% close range damage, 8% healing received. Tier 3 Life of the Party mod. Incoming damage is reduced by 5% for each enemy in close range and it stacks up to 8 times. Then we have Tier 1 Primal Constitution. For Boulder Dash, each enemy you damage increases your max health by 307 for 10 seconds and it stacks up to 5 times. So at item level 17, if you fully stack that for 10 seconds, you've got an extra 1,535 health, if I've done my maths correctly. And that is going to lead us into the very final part of this video, and that is the gloves for the DEATHPROOF set called DEATHPROOF Gauntlets, 545 armor. And the CHRONOSUIT gloves were the only item on this, like in these images and everything that they've shared, there was a lower item level than everything else. But the gauntlets, 545 armor, 86 max health, 8.66% on both close range damage and healing received. The mods are tier 3 Kingslayer, critical hits on an elite, increases your firepower by 192 for 8 seconds. It doesn't mention how many times that stacks, but if it does stack and you get 10 critical hits on an elite, for 8 seconds you've got an extra 1920 firepower. Although because it doesn't mention stacking and the other mods do, I don't think it will stack. Then we have the very final mod, tier 1 bullet acceleration. This one is for reflect bullets, increases the damage of reflected bullets by 77. I'm going to guess an enemy shoots at you, it reflects off you, and it goes and hits an enemy, and that's going to increase the damage by having bullet acceleration. And that was a look at 4 of the legendary armor sets in Outriders. I'm not sure if I will have any more videos leading up to the demo, but remember, as soon as the demo is playable, I will be live streaming it on this very YouTube channel. So make sure you are subbed, turn on notifications so that you are alerted when I'm going live, when I'm posting videos and stuff, because as I said, if this game sticks to its dates and it drops on April 1st, I will be heavily covering it on the channel. But that's going to do it for this one. Let me know your thoughts and stuff about this in the comments. I'll see you in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed it.